to a game week routine gone so far for everyone?
I think it's gone very well. Guys are excited. I thought Saturday's practice after our mock game on Friday, I thought they turned the corner as far as kind of legs starting to come back, feeling good. They had great energy. I think we're on a good pace and we're excited about kickoff.
I know we asked you a little bit about Fresno State last week, but as you guys have dug deeper into the tape, what are some things that you're either expecting to see or things that maybe stood out?
I think we said this last week a little bit. We're watching some Fresno State stuff from last year. I have the same special teams coordinator and things like that. You look at personnel that's returning. They too have a lot of new guys. I think 43 new guys, high school, portal or junior college signees. Then you look at defense coordinator from Northern Illinois, offense coordinator from South Dakota. Both were highly successful last year. You look at other things that USC did that Coach Entz might have taken with this. So there's a lot of different thoughts that go into this thing early. Try to get some base ideas philosophically. You look at Coach Entz's team when he was head coach at North Dakota State. They're physical. They could run the football. They can wear teams down. There's a lot of things there. So there's a lot of different areas. A lot that you walk into a film room and you're trying to figure out who's playing who sometimes a game. But I do feel again that which will be new. Will be a lot in college football. There'll be a lot of new people that you're trying to watch the individual off of his film where he might have come from, but also trying to get an idea schematically.
Depth chart wise, there's two oars along the offensive line, left guard
Yep.
and right tackle. Are those positions you expect to rotate during the first game?
I see those as rotational right now, and that's what Darryl sees it. Both have continued. The way it's listed is the direction we'll end up probably starting at this point. But both those guys, not to say others wouldn't rotate, but those will be more designated rotation right off the bat. Yeah.
And punt returner Tate Nagy
Yes.
wins that job. What has he done to really impress you guys?
He's done an excellent job, of making plays back there as far as tracking the ball, consistent catching. He's just like when he's at receiver, the first guy, he's excellent at making the first guy miss and get the ball up the field. And Keaton Quebec has done a nice job as well. I'm sure Keaton will do it sometime this year at some point. But when we made a decision to go with that, Tate was one that won the job, and it's kind of unique for a true freshman in the role and the path that he's taken, but he has experience doing it. He's worked all summer at it, so very confident with him doing it.
You guys are playing a veteran quarterback in BJ Warner. What have you kind of seen in tape so far?
Again, a guy who's been in a couple programs, got a lot of career starts. He's seen a lot of different things. He doesn't get rattled. He's obviously been a good leader for the programs that he's competed in before. He's got good arm, good pocket awareness. He's not the tallest, so finding windows is important. But again, he's got proven productivity as an FBS quarterback, and it's not surprising to us that he won the job. And I'm just like at our position, there's new receivers to work with, and I'm sure they're putting things together. But I'm sure they feel that he'll do a great job and give them their best chance to win.
And with Bryson Campbell, is he kind of battling injury? Was on the depth chart.
Yeah, he's back doing the most. I expect Bryson to be available to dress for Saturday right now. Just really limited on what he's been able to do with the time missed, so we'll see how that progresses. But the last two practices have been highly encouraging, yes.
Wanted to ask about the tight ends. You got the three oars on there, and all of them have kind of been praised at various points. What's your overall impression of that position right now?
I think it's one of our deeper positions. There's things there that they all do well. They've all competed. They understand that they'll all have roles, and I expect all four to play. And and situationally, whether it be different packages or things. But as we know, as we go through it, people will start charting what are you doing with which guys in the game. So we want to make sure that they all know what they're doing in all the packages, and as we continue to see that as a competitive position. And guys are that are very capable.
And then I also wanted to ask about the outside corner spot where you have Austin starting. I know DJ was banged up at times, but
Yeah.
how would you describe the situation there?
Yeah, it's exactly the way you said it. You know, DJ had an excellent spring, but he's just back to getting going again. I thought that, he was out there today, made a few nice plays out there today. He's getting more back in the swing of it. But Austin's had a good camp. He's worked extremely hard, and as we progress right now, that's where we'll start. But between DJ and Jaleel, I think we probably have a little more experience at corner at the backup position than we did a year ago when we had the true freshmen there. So Jalen and Austin haven't played a lot or at all yet in the college football game, but we're confident in them, from just like we were the day they became Jayhawks, that we thought this day would come for them. Got another one, Michael? It looked like you had one.
Yeah,
you raising your hand.
I'll wait for it. I'm just curious for you, coming out of camp, big picture, how do you feel about your team and where it's at right now?
I've said to our team before that we've got a chance to be a really good football team. Again, you've got to get to a point where you got to go out and play and get evaluated against somebody else. I think we've gotten better as camp going on consistency. Part of it, you're throwing so much at them, and then you narrow things down for game plans and that. But this group is willing; they're very coachable. We've eliminated distractions. It's come together in a way that we had hoped it would with the additions. Now, it's a matter of going out though and producing and doing it the way it has, the way you want it to be on game day. And Saturday will be the first evaluation of this football team. But I'm pleased by the efforts of our staff and getting this group to this point, and excited to see what I was thought about what I was going to be asked in some of these things, and I was going to make sure I didn't say the word anxious to play, because anxious can mean you're nervous about other things. I'm excited to see this team play. I like the makeup of it. I like their disposition on how they go about it. But time will tell, as we know.
Lance, we've heard a lot in this fall camp about the nickel position, but then I see the depth chart at Hawk.
There'll be nickel, and there'll be somebody playing that spot. You've got hybrid guys in there that have done some different things as we present different looks, and just for the consistency part of it, we kept the Hawk title in there for now.
And then with wide receiver, to be honest, if you look there and you see Amelia and Pickett and Kubeka and Wings, a lot of battle still going on there.
Yeah. Again, Doug has had his best camp as a Jayhawk. Has worked extremely hard. Cam missed some time. Levi and Keaton, they're all going to play, and that's the thing is in some of the time, as we told them, as we go through, some of it may be how it progresses through the week, packages that they're going to be in on, at least in the first, as we roll through things, and what we decide as far as opening series plays. So who's exactly on the field to start the game, whether it be 11 personnel, 12 personnel, any of those type of things will always kind of vary week to week. So, but we've got it listed there as is right now.
And then at linebacker, I'm just curious, what did you see from Bengali and Trey this camp that you liked?
What we hoped for when we recruited them. Length, athleticism, especially out of Bengali. Trey's a very steady football player that's a savvy guy that's got a great feel. He's got snaps under his belt in our conference. They're intelligent football players. You can throw a lot at them, and we're excited, like I said, to see them on the field.
You've talked about distractions and limiting them, and obviously you've also praised this team and a bunch of these guys for how they've handled them over the last however many months, years even. going back to the bridge on the east side and being displaced and all that stuff. The one you haven't been able to prepare for is opening a stadium and getting out there. Will you talk much about that? Will that be early in the week? Will you talk at all? How do you handle that going into Saturday?
Yeah, I don't know, I forgot about that bridge, yeah, it's been a long time, hasn't it, all the different things. You know, it's, my wife and I were just walking over, and as we were talking, just, you know, there's still a lot of people around here, you know, doing little things yet, and there's a lot of things that can be distracting, and that our job's get ready to play. And we've had a chance to practice in there. You know, again, it'll be exciting. I've said the word exciting a lot today. It's gonna be exciting. Hopefully the energy is something that we can, you know, thrive off of and things like that. But, you know, our job is to get ready to play a football game. And sometimes I don't wanna downgrade all the great excitement about this game, the energy, the efforts that have gone in by the athletic department, by our donors and our fans. But in many ways, I sometimes equate this to a homecoming game. Our job, and like I always say, like a homecoming is to play our best football and find a way to win the game. Everything else around it, the pageantry and all the other ceremonial things is outside of what our responsibility is at the moment. Our job is to go out and play our best game for our fans.
Since you acknowledged that Amir would probably get the start even though you're rotating that position, I was just wondering, because it seems like Amir made great strides over the course of camp, what you've seen from him recently and how he kind of put himself in that position.
Again, he's been the most consistent guy at that position. I thought he started to show those signs last spring. You know, he's smart, he's very consistent in technique. And he plays with a nasty streak to him that you need at that position. You know, Tavaka's had a good camp, but you know, Amir's been a little more consistent, and that'll continue to be a position we'll kind of work through as we go. But Amir, you know, we've kind of moved around, moved James over to the right side, and that gives us, you know, good flexibility that guys have played both sides. And I think I've said it in here before, is many times Daryl Paulson and I will look at it, and we look for enough flexibility that if a guy goes down, that our 6 best offensive linemen's on the field, maybe not taken away from the other individual, but not your 9th or 10th and you're too deep. You wanna have your best guys available, and I think our linemen understand that.
Anything else for Coach Leipold?
You know, I'll just let you know, we announced after practice here our captains for the season. Did you get that out already, or no? We didn't. Okay, so Jalen Daniels, Bryce Foster, and Justice Finkley will be our 3 captains, and more than likely we'll rotate at least one other guy as a 4th captain on a weekly basis. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.